Ubisoft is not having a good year. Did you know their shares are down and in a slump? In fact, the other day, they traded 15% lower, but overall, the stock is down 22% in the past 12 months. So, you have two of your biggest games coming out, both of them not looking too good, that being Star Wars Outlaws and, of course, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Boy, they are not having a good year so far, and it's going to get worse when those games come out because they're going to flop. Well, Assassin's Creed is a little harder to call. Star Wars Outlaws is for sure going to flop. No one's going to buy that game. The brand damage to Star Wars is real. Assassin's Creed, well, we'll have to see, but it's not off to a good start. Everybody is mocking this game. The ratio has gotten worse. It's now at 402,000 dislikes, and it's going to keep going up as this keeps getting talked about. The media is already rolling out the usual, you're an istophobe if you don't like it. This isn't an official Assassin's Creed account. It's called Assassin's Creed News. And they posted this the other day. Say no to racisms. Really, I would argue the people that made the game and the people defending it are the racists because they clearly don't care about Japanese culture, people, or what they want, or their history, nothing. We're going to get into that. An interesting story that broke yesterday, and this one's kind of up in the air. Apparently, the story may have revolved around a Japanese monk. Now, I want to be clear, this is not confirmed, and there's conflicting reports. Grums says that himself down here. Says that I have other sources that I trust that are telling me that the story might be unchanged after all. I can't go into specifics, but this original poster might not have had the full story. Long had short of it, AC Shadows has had a long development and has gone through many revisions. So it's being claimed that a previous version of this game, before Sweet Baby or whatever DEI group came in and told them to use Yusuke, it was supposed to be a Japanese monk. That's what people are saying. Whether or not that's true or not, like I said, I don't know. There's doubts to it. But I got to be honest, it would make sense. It would make sense. I think it's likely true that this has had revisions and Ubisoft decided to just embrace the woke big time. But let's get into the crazy shit. So, a senior writer for Assassin's Creed, who is an extreme far leftist, by the way, extreme far leftist, has said that there's more than enough games out there with white men as the only playable character. Let's do better. Are you saying that Japanese people are white people? Is that what you're saying? Because no one's asking for this main character to be a white dude. The main thing people were asking is for you to make him a Japanese dude. You don't even have a male samurai. They're saying, I want to play as a male samurai. Well, you have this female character. She's a ninja. She's not a samurai. There are no female samurai. But yeah, of course, you don't you don't want to play as the black dude in feudal Japan. Well, you have all these other games, which is true. Ghost of Tsushima probably going to be a vastly superior game than this. You do have that option, and honestly, I fully embrace that option. I think that if you're going to play a samurai game, play that one. This Ubisoft shit, all this controversy stuff aside, Ubisoft is garbage, and they have really bad predatorial practices with their games, with those ultimate deluxe editions. $130 copy of this game. That's ridiculous. All of the weird shit that they pull all the time. They're not consumer friendly. It's a garbage company, and it's going to be hilarious when they go under. And it looks like they will, given their recent financial issues on the stock market. But I find this funny. This is, what the hell are you talking about? No one's talking about wanting a white dude to play as in this. Nobody. I haven't heard one person say, well, you see how they try to twist this up and change the narrative? And it's not just this guy. IGN's doing it too. Let's not pretend we're mad the new Assassin's Creed Shadows Samurai isn't Asian. It does nothing for Asian representation to have another samurai hero. What? I had to put my glasses on for this one and reread it to make sure that I was reading it right. Because what? Oh, so now representation doesn't matter. You know, if this is wild to see. Wild to see. Oh, it does nothing for Asian representation to have another samurai hero? What the hell are you talking about? Imagine if they had said this about like a character that's black in another game or something, or saying just it does nothing to have another black character in a game. But it's okay for some reason. See, what they're doing is they're now starting to, like, and this has been going on for a while, associate like white people and Asians as one and the same. And that's what's going on here with this game. If you want to get real about it underneath things, is they're just saying, well, it's just an Asian guy. That's exactly what they're saying here. And they're using Japan as a prop for their DEI. This game is going to fail. It's going to be maybe not in the West, but it's going to laughably fail in the East as everyone in Japan rejects this game. By the way, what's funny about this is 4 years ago, all these game journalists were having complete meltdowns over Ghost of Tsushima because it was made by a Western studio, and most of the people that made it were all a bunch of white dudes. But they had a complete meltdown and seemed to care about Asian representation then. They had a huge meltdown over it. I've done a couple of videos on this. Like, here's one. VG247 praises Ghostwire Tokyo's authentic representation. And then they got pissed off about how Ghost of Tsushima and Sifu. I forgot about that game, too. That game's like a kung fu movie video game, basically. It's actually really good if you've never played it. I suggest you check it out. It's cheap, too. Not an expensive game. I think it's like $20. But they were mad because it was primarily made by white folks. And that's not the only one. There was a huge meltdown over this. Push Square. This is about the game selling well. Never mind. Cultural appropriation is from the gamer. Ghost of Tsushima becomes the biggest Western game in Japan since Minecraft. Western main games don't tend to sell that well. This was all about cultural appropriation in the article. That was funny. Yeah, so Ghost of Tsushima, this is my old video that I just did, like going over some of these articles, but the critics were actually mad that Japanese audiences loved the game and that Japanese reviewers were praising the game. Like, Japanese critics loved Ghost of Tsushima, loved it, praised the studio, thanked them for appreciating their culture, and they had meltdowns over that. Specifically, Kotaku, who published an article called How Ghost of Tsushima is Being Praised by Japanese Critics. I can't believe they're ignoring Western critics. That was a real thing. Just because they like it doesn't mean our concerns aren't valid. It was a meltdown. Here's another one. For the second one, they wanted it to be a legendary woman samurai. I don't remember what this was about. I don't think she was a real samurai. She just learned how to fight like one, which could be fine, but you don't get to dictate what the game is going to be about. This is paste, but But still, I mean, it's funny. 3 Samurai game soundtracks to bump instead of playing a Ghost of Tsushima. So, you know, don't act like this didn't happen, IGN. Assassin's Creed Shadows is under fire for featuring a black samurai protagonist, but let's not pretend we suddenly care about Asian representation. Deeply care about it. They're getting roasted in these comments, by the way, because everyone knows they're full of shit. It's just the game journalists never fail to surprise me or make me laugh with shit like this. They deeply cared 4 years ago. But, you know, let's not forget who Ubisoft is as we close this out. Learning the Law brought this up, and this was a real thing that happened where Ubisoft apologized to their player base over Assassin's Creed Odyssey DLC controversy. Do you want to know what that controversy was? At the end of the game in the DLC, the female character gets into a heterosexual relationship and has a baby. Because for you to play as that woman, her DNA has to go on so that you can relive her memories in the future through the machines or whatever the hell they do in Assassin's Creed. Like, you're not really in the past, in case you've never played these games. You're in one of these, like, Matrix-type machines, and you relive the memories of your ancestors. And how can you have ancestors if the character is a lesbian because she didn't have children then? So they had to come out and apologize to people who don't even understand the fucking game they're playing that's based on your ancestors' DNA, so the character has to have a baby to even exist in the damn game. But that's what Ubisoft did. They're the wokest of the woke, and I can't wait for them to go broke. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. This is just like wildly ridiculous at this point. And it's going to get worse, I promise you. But let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.